Alright, so we haven't been able to go ahead and hop in over into the actual game now, Moses. I don't know if you've made it in just yet, but if not, hopefully we'll get you in here in just a second. But we are going to go live with round number 5, as looks like Justus Pro, of course, has been able to win the pistol round, win the following 2, and then they've also won the opening gun round, so they are definitely pretty well ahead right now, 4-0, as we do go, like I said, into round number 5. We do have a bit of a broken buy here for the stream team, or they saved an op or something like that. I'm not really sure. I just jumped in the game, but I do notice that, you know, Adren is packing the op. Yayo has the M4, but it's just pistols for the rest of TST, as it looks like Justus Pro's looking to execute B pretty heavy here, as they will be going ahead and pushing into the site. There are 2 CTs inside the bomb site. We actually have a little bit of a push through squeaky door catching someone, as the stream team is actually catching a couple of frags here on this kind of broken buy round. They have an AK and Volcano, and Adren still has the op, and he puts it to good work, taking down Flowsick and getting the bomb down. So we basically have a 3 versus 2 on our hands, where the stream team is actually looking like they might be able to pull this retake off, as Anger trying to come through the vents here. ESEA is kind of holding off here from the corner, as Anger will actually make it down as Volcano grabs the frag, and Adren pulls off the final op, and that is going to be a broken buy that works out really well here for the stream team. I'll give you a quick roster rundown, as I didn't get to do it before we got into the round. It is Statutory Ape, Volcano, Anger, Adren, and Yayo, and then for Justus it is Planks, AGM, ESEA, Flowsick, and Peter. Now I know the stream team, you know, kind of has like a 6-man rotating roster, but that is the 5 they're going to be using tonight that I called out, and they get around in a pretty tough situation, I guess you could say, as like I said, they press it to 1-4. And Moses, have you been able to make it in?
Yes, I just made it in.
Okay, awesome. So what do we kind of see there?
I did not see the end.
Okay, no problem. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a history of these teams, by the way, I mean, Justus Pro is no slouch. They actually eliminated Elevate from the CEVO playoffs like weeks ago, before the final 4 teams made it to the LAN we just saw yesterday. But early on in the playoffs, when it was like round of 8, it was Justus Pro who actually eliminated Elevate from that tournament, as they also had some wins against some other, you know, pro teams like Area 51 and SapphireCorner.com over in CEVO. So I mean, they're no slouch by any stretch of the imagination, but the stream team is definitely probably the favorite team coming into this, simply just because of the amount of experience and talent they have on that team. Pretty much everybody on that team has played Invite for CSGO at some point in time, either with Dynamic or with Curse or iBuy, what is iBuy Power today, in the form of Adren, Anger, and Volcano. And then I know Ape and Yayo played on a couple of Canadian teams that were in the Invite division a couple of seasons ago as well, so a wealth of experience there. Whereas I think the only person who's played Invite for Justus is, well, I guess Planks, Flowsick, and Peter all did at some point, a little bit. So yeah, I mean, the experience and stuff like that probably definitely rest on the shoulders of TSP more than Justus. But like I said, Justus isn't a slouch, so to speak.
Yeah, no, they're really good individual players who can just catch fire and kind of change entire matches around. So this should be a good best of 3, absolutely.
Yes, we have actually back-to-back saves here from Justus because of how the money situation panned out after TSG got that broken buy win on them. But they're fighting pretty hard in this round. They lost the last round pretty handedly, but in this round, they're coming up pretty big here, as they've actually been able to make it inside the B bomb site and get that bomb planted, and it's just Anger and Volcano left to try to retake this 2 versus 4. Volcano is able to get 1 kill here in the squeaky hall coming from the vent. He's about to jump down here towards the corner. Pre-aims it perfect, but ESEA still able to catch him with the CZ. Anger getting taken down to 7 HP. Then to get pressed here by Flowsick with that Tech 9. Anger does grab the frag, tries to flick for a miracle spray through the garage door, not able to find it. And at this point, all you can hope to do is save this gun, which is going to be tough because Planks is giving chase and he has low HP. And as you can see, Planks does come up with it. So it will now be 5-2 in favor of Justus Pro, as they get off to a pretty good start here so far in map number 1.
Yeah, and Justus just use their numbers to their advantage and just swarm that bomb site, and the TST players there in bomb site B just weren't able to hit their shots and kind of cut the numbers down before they started swarming from different angles. So really nothing crazy like on that eco, but just like really good team play, just aggression getting into that bomb site quickly.
Yep. As we are going to have both teams fully bought out here and now, especially after Justus was able to get that bomb plant and get that round win in the last round. So good stuff for them. We see TSC being very aggressive here at the B lobby, and it's not going to pay off. Flowsick's actually going to get that initial headshot there on Yayo.
And that's so questionable. I don't know, like Adren has an op. Like, why would you be pushing that? Why not just let him hold that angle? He came in like right after.
Hey, your mic keeps cutting out still, man. Not really sure what it is. I mean, I'm not pinging bad to the VoIP we're using, so I don't really know what's up, man. hopefully we can try to work on that maybe at halftime or something like that a little bit more and see if we can't make sure that there's no issues there. But anyway, as we are going to come into the rest of this round, we do have Yeo actually, or excuse me, Volcano boosted up on that ever so infamous spot from CEVO playoffs that Shroud pulled off that crazy clutch to get him into overtime. And it's a spot that gets used time and time again, actually, but Aliga immediately sniffs it out, so they're not going to be able to grab anything from it as we have a 5-on-3 here. Anger able to take down Flosick. And looking like Justus Pro is just going to storm the site, but they do still have a couple of players up here, and Adren is one of them with this op, and he's spotting that forklift, and there is a guy there, and it's not sure if they're going to quite give him the peek that he wants. In the meantime, Peter just kind of holding back over here with the op. Planks is actually getting a little bit aggressive, and it looks like the stream team's just going to back off and save here, and it's going to wind up being 6-2 in favor of Justus.
I'm trying to fix my mic here, Dust, for you really quick.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what it is. I wasn't pinging bad to our VoIP, so I'm not really sure what would be causing it to break up. Hopefully we can figure it out real quick. But like I said, TST is able just to go ahead and save onto these guns here. And like I said, Justus will extend their lead now 6-2. We have a chat full of mods here between Azalea, Sapphire, and Few all coming in to hang out. Appreciate all of you folks coming in and tuning in. I know we kind of threw the stream up last minute, but we were able to get it up there and everything sorted. So at least we got it for you at the end of the day. But of course, like I said, I know Adren and Anger and Volcano are probably all streaming this as well. So plenty of ways to watch this match, and it's a great one. Planks trying to go ahead and get some entries over here towards that B bomb site. Yeo is going to be able to silence them with the FAMAS right off the bat. That bomb is definitely still leaning really B heavy here. So it seems like they're still thinking about trying to press into there at some point later in the round, as they're just all kind of held up watching for pushes actually. And this is just really passive positioning here in this B connector. Somewhat understandable. We have seen the stream team get aggressive on the B side of the map already in the previous round, so it makes sense for Justus to be a little bit wary of any type of CT aggression here. But like I said, they do start gathering up outside the B. There's about 44 seconds left on the clock as they start splitting into checkers and gaining control here and try to get another entry into the site. Ape is right up close on that door, and AGM actually gets boosted into Vince to go check mid, and this could be a little bit devastating because TSC might not be thinking about, look at Volcano, has no idea to even check up there, and AGM is going to get the free frag, so a little bit of a tricky play there from Justus. It's going to reward them with the frag, as Illegal also picks up one, a molly kill onto Yeo. Adren only able to pick up one with the op before getting put down himself, and this forces Anger into a really tough 1 versus 3, but he might go to get a surprise kill on the AGM, and Aliga is pretty low on HP, so this is a winnable clutch situation here for Anger as he begins to be working his way out of the B main, trying to throw some bullets over there into the site. Aliga, the low health player, is just hiding in the back boxes. Anger spots him, throws down some bullets, still not able to find anything. And Anger's just having a tough time maneuvering himself into the side. He's not really finding any picks, but he continues to try to press in here and get something going. He gets stuck in the mini pit. Now he comes up the ramp. He gets the kill onto Aliga, looking for the kill onto the Opera, which is going to be Peter. He grabs it, and I think he might have jumped on the bomb just in time. What a great clutch from Anger there at the end in the 1 versus 3. Great play there from Justus to execute the site, but at the end of the day, a brilliant individual effort there from Anger. So go ahead and bring it back for TST.
Yeah, and Justus really didn't do anything wrong there. They're great on that defense of the bomb plant. Just Anger, just that star power player for TST coming in huge.
Yeah, I mean they had the kind of shoulder peek there towards the end just to kind of delay him as long as possible from getting on the bomb. And like I said, Aliga just really didn't have any HP to fight with. It was an easy frag. And, you know, Peter tried his best to, you know, buy for time, maneuver himself around the sight boxes and things of that nature. But like you said, Anger just eventually gets the frag there. And Drink got the op pick to the smoke. We're getting an aggressive boost up inside the vents as well. So I think it has kind of gotten stalled out and things have kind of balanced themselves out for now as Justus Pro begins to work a mid-A split here. And so far, TST is holding on okay, especially since Volcano's been able to pick up some frags and Adren has already rotated with the off the truck. And that pretty much kills the round here, as it's only Peter left by himself in a 1-on-4, and short of a miracle, this should go to TST as they begin to start closing the gap on the scoreboard here, as it is going to be 4-6.
Yeah, not a bad execution from Justus. They got everything they wanted with that guy coming up that middle ramp, and just Volcano in that back corner just caused so much damage. But they got they executed that strat exactly how they wanted it to work, and then just couldn't convert some of the kills at the end.
Very true. I mean, like you said, Justus isn't making like really crazy mistakes or anything like that. They're just getting caught by some great shots here from TST. I mean, Anger did it in that 1 versus 3 in there. You know, you catch a Dren getting an op pick through a smoke at mid and some different things like that. And it's like I said, it's not really mistakes as much. It's just been really good fragging from TST, and it has forced Justus Pro actually onto a save round here as they begin to look to do some type of A split through the squeaky door in A main, as it'll just be probably a heavy 3-2. They don't really have a whole lot of grenades to work with other than planks, and so they're just going to kind of rely on his few grenades to try to get them out of this squeaky door and try to get them in executing territory. But the smoke not going to stop a Dren. Still finds yet another op right there. They're trying to attack in the Volcano in the site, but he just has very disciplined aim there with the AK. Picks up 3 quick ones and adds the 4th for fashion, as it is now going to be 5-6 in favor of the street team. Good hold there from Volcano.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen TST go on this like little 3-round run of playing that really good clutch and that really good hold at A. But we got to look at the scoreboard and see Justus already has 6 rounds this half. Like that's really good for them so far. Just 1 or 2 more, and this
and your mic just
could
cut
be
out
a great
again.
half for them.
Ugh. Yeah, like you said, if they can just get 1 or 2 more rounds, it should still be a pretty good half for him. I was able to pick up the matches there in the end as a Dren finds yet another devastating op shot there at the mid. He has, over the past few rounds, definitely been working these opening picks really, really well here for the stream team, and it's definitely given them an early head start over these past few rounds that they've mounted this comeback here after, you know, suffering a little bit in the early half. I mean, they were down, I think, 4-0 at one point, so they definitely turned things around, though, over the past few rounds, as I said. As we are going to see a Dren try to work a little bit more of an aggressive peeker with the op, but Flowsick catches him right off the bat here, but Yayo able to come out at a perfect timing where Flowsick thought things were safe, and he pulls off 2 frags and makes that pick that Flowsick got not really worthwhile anymore, as TST does have the advantage now. 3-on-1. Eliga trying to see if he can make the miracle happen. He saw Anger get a 1 versus 3 earlier in the half. Maybe he can pull off his own here, as he hears one inside the vents. He's going to go check it, but Volcano quickly works his way out of it, and so Eliga not going to be able to spot anything. 22 seconds left on the clock here. Anger's just holding the passive angle, waiting for Eliga to go ahead and cross into the site. There's also a CT making sure he doesn't fall back to spawn, and Anger does spot him go in the site, but Eliga still gets the frag, and he'll work his way in, and he'll definitely get this bomb plant. But Volcano and Yayo are going to be going ahead and running their stuff in here. Yayo with low HP. Eliga catches the headshot there. And so we could see yet another clutch here on this map if he can take out Volcano. And he does. Great flash ping placement. Great movement there from Eliga as well. Just smartly played. About as good as you can ask for in a clutch like that. Been lots of clutches this game, man. Lots of clutches indeed.
Yeah.
Apparently someone's saying his name is not Eliga. That's what I think Peter actually told me it was like a few weeks ago when I casted them play, and I wasn't sure how to pronounce his name. It's either Eliga or Elega. I don't know. Elijah? Is it Elijah? Like, yeah, it's Elijah. My bad. It's not Eliga. It's Elijah. You're right. Liege, not League. My fault. We'll get it now. We got it now. As we do see him carrying over from that clutch into this round as well, picking up the headshot back there onto Yayo. Flowsick also coming in here and grabbing one, so Justus is looking to try to prevent the comeback here from Anger, but Anger is going to go ahead and find that headshot on the planks through the smoke. It is a 3 versus 3. The bomb has still yet to be planted inside the B-bomb site. It finally is getting started. Yayo, or excuse me, Volcano trying to make his way in there before the bomb goes off, but he gets caught, and that puts TST at the disadvantage here. As the Dren just kind of sitting out at heaven with the op, trying to see if he can pick anyone up inside the site. Anger working in with the M4. And they're actually pretty passive. They quickly jump in here. I mean, Anger could get this defuse if Adren can cover, but Adren steps out on the balcony, not checking the site, which means AGM gets a free frag, and this means that Anger's probably just going to go ahead and have to back off and save. And with that being said, Justus Pro is just doing great work. I mean, like I said, they went up 4-0 early in the half, and yeah, there was kind of a span of time where we saw TST go on that 3-round winning streak, and they're kind of going back and forth, but at this point, because it's starting to go back and forth, it really does favor Justus Pro as they'll be able to at least solidify themselves winning this first half.
Yeah, and now Stream Team is going to be a little short on cash here, so they're going to be on the kind of like a little tough with their grenade buy and these last 3 rounds.
Here, hold on. I'm trying to check something really quick with our VoIP to see if it is in fact on my end, but sorry for that temporary overlay little transition there, but we didn't miss anything in the round, so no harm, no foul. I was just trying to check on something with the VoIP to make sure that I had everything set right on my end, just to try to see if we can't get these mic issues resolved for Moses. I know he's been trying to add some great insight, and the few words we have heard from him have actually been pretty helpful to understand what's going on here in this game, and definitely love having him around, but see if we can't get this thing sorted out as we do get into the second to last round of the half, as it is 8-5. Still a pretty close-knit game, but Justus Pro has certainly so far been able to get the better of TST, as TST is on a little bit of a broken bye here. Yayo only with the Steezy, Adren only on a FAMAS, not with his trusty op as usual. And so a decent chance for Justus Pro to continue to extend the lead, but some great work over here at the A lobby from Adren and Anger, and Ape able to catch AGM in the back, and so just a solid A hold here thus far from TST. It's going to be up to Peter and Planks try to clutch it 2 versus 4. Peter does get the op pick onto Ape, finds a second one onto Anger. He knows there's one more in the AMA. I think he knows exactly where he is too, and he pre-fires it and grabs it. And so Peter, with some great work, actually might find himself the ace and the clutch in a 1 versus 4. He will get this bomb planted. I'm not sure if he knows where Yayo is. Yayo is actually going to be coming in here from the squeaky door, and Peter's working towards CT spawn, not paying attention, and so Yayo able to catch him out, and he will grab the frag, and that's just tough for Peter. I mean, he really had no idea where Yayo was coming from. He had so many angles he had to try to pay attention to sniff him out, and so Yayo was able just to kind of slip in there and get the free frag and keep the scoreboard close, as it is now 8-6 going into the last round of the half. We are going to move here into, like I said, the last round of the half. 8-6 scoreline here in favor of Justus Pro, as TST has worked pretty hard to keep it close, but it has been Justus Pro who has been superior thus far in this game, as we do have a pretty much even buyout throughout, as we have a couple of Galeos on Justus Pro, but that matches up with the 2 FAMASes here from TST. We do still have that op on Adren, as he's been pretty good with it this game, one of the top fraggers for his team, but the frag distribution has been pretty tight across the board for TST, whereas with Justus Pro, as you can see, Elysia has definitely kind of been the big carry there thus far on the fragging department. We are seeing them sweeping into the B-bomb side, splitting once again through checkers and B main. Anger is in heaven, ready for the site cross, and he will actually get the bomb down. Looking for Planks inside the mini pit, grabs that kill as well. Yayo inside the site picks up 1 before Flowsick makes the trade, but he still has done his job, as he still has allowed TST to remain in the advantage here on this retake. The bomb will get planted as Anger is smoked off for now, but we do see them setting up here to go ahead and make the retake. They know Flowsick is inside the site after seeing that nade, so they're able to try to start eliminating some angles here, and Adren gets that kill on the side. Anger crosses in, grabs the quick headshot on the Peter, and he will get the defuse, and so it will be the closest half scoreline possible at 8-7 as we move on to the second half. Now this lets you folks know Map 2 is guaranteed going to be DDoS 2, and if needed, Map 3 will be Train. But we'll just have to kind of see how things go. As I am going to go back to the overlay really quick as we wait for the second half to start to try to catch up with Moses here and see where we're kind of at. We're trying to get him back in here to help out this guy.
Yo.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you know, have you made any progress in figuring it out? Is it the VoIP we're
I mean,
in? Should we change to a different one maybe, or?
I don't. I mean, you'll have to tell me if I cut out while chatting. I took out my external sound card, or I unplugged it, so I'm just plugged right into my motherboard right now. Cool.
Looks like we are actually about to LO3 here for the second half. So once again, we didn't miss anything as we were trying to sort out some technical difficulties we're having with Moses' mic. Well, like I said, hopefully it'll pan out this time around. We'll just have to see what happens as we are going to get live here and try to figure out what the stream team wants to do here. They fought well in the first half after being at a 4-round deficit to at least keep it only 1 round apart. So they've kind of done their job in that regard, but at the same token, Justus Pro comes out flying on the T side of this map, a map that's historically a little bit more T-sided. They may want to put up some big numbers against TST, even though they were kind of maybe considered the underdog coming into this.
Yeah, well, they're changing that. I mean, how they played really well, and they were hitting all their shots. So that's going to change some opinions real quick. And like you said, they've been doing good in CEVO, and they've been doing good against other top teams. So this might be a next up and comer.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they were actually able to knock your former team Elevate out of the CEVO playoffs. They had some wins against SapphireClone.com in Area 51 in the CEVO regular season. So, I mean, they've done well against invite-level teams. And, I mean, TST is certainly an invite-level team with all the talent they have on there. And though they only suffered 2 losses in Premier with the #1 seed, Justus Pro at the 4 seed with a few more losses are holding their own here in this game thus far as they are trying to defend this TST aggression over here in the B bomb site, and so far they've kept it even at a 3 versus 3 and prevented the bomb plant. And Flowsick comes up to give them the advantage here. Adren fights for it right back though, and so we just keep going back and forth, but in the end it will be a one-on-one. Flowsick versus Adren, bomb down inside the site, 20 seconds left, and Flowsick finds the headshot over the top of the box. That's a 4K round for him actually, so some huge work there with the USP.
Yeah, really good. You could kind of see Adren there on the other end of that, just you know, he stopped and kept shooting, wondering why, waiting for one of those bullets to just hit Flowsick in the head, and just nothing came to him. But really good, and actually what kind of helped is TST missed that smoke on spawn there, so there was a huge gap, and you might not even be able to call it a gap. It was just a flat-out miss that really prevented a lot of their players from making it into the site safely.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, it really forced like these gun duels that TST was probably hoping that they could avoid, and it led to kind of just an even exchange of frags in the end. But at the end of the day, it was Flowsick who just came up big with the USP, especially in those last couple of frags were really, really big. And so this allows Justus Pro to, I think, have now secured both pistol rounds in this match. And if they can avoid getting ecoed here, they will have avoided getting ecoed as well. And that's always good. If you can avoid, you know, win pistols and avoid getting killed in the second round, I mean, that's lows. I mean, that's 6 rounds right there at that point that you get.
Right. And actually, we're going to see this same thing that be taken. AGM's going to stand a little tall really quick, but immediately get traded out.
Yeah, I mean, Peter was holding on there over at the generator area, and Adren has fought back into this, but it's still a 1 versus 3, and he's getting pushed, and he's running out of bullets with that CZ, and he will eventually get taken out there. So Justus Pro in this game has won both pistols and has avoided getting ecoed thus far as well. So, and they won the opening gun round in the first half as well. So
and that was an armor buff.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've really just done well as far as not making hardly any mistakes this game thus far.
Yeah, and sometimes it's all you need to do, and then you look at the scoreboard, of course, and you see, like you said, Flowsick, and what did you say his name was? Elige?
Elijah?
Elijah? Well, he's top fragging, so those 2 players are really carrying Justus right now.
Yeah, Elijah had a pretty big clutch there in the first half to kind of counter the one we saw out of Anger. And just in general, he's fragged really, really well. It looks like we are going to see TSC trying to eco themselves into the A-bomb site. P90 and M4 here at the forklift for the crossfire. And so far, they're just kind of running TST through the blender, so to speak. But TST will get in the site, and they will, I think, get this bomb plant. Adren sees an M4 to his left, but he can't get to it safely. Meanwhile, Anger trying to get aggressive on this guy and sees him spawn, but he gets caught by the other rotator at truck. And so, I mean, TST probably did the best they could with what they had to work with, but at the end of the day, Justus holds it off to make it 11-7, but still a game within striking distance for the stream team.
Yeah, absolutely, and just getting that plant is just a win in and of itself. But a good, like, patient retake from Justus there, even though it was just an eco, but So this will be interesting to see how Stream Team likes to do it. They don't have any ops, and Peter has picked up his op, so I feel like we're going to see something a little bit quicker, maybe a little like fast boost out mid and everything like that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. As we are going to see TST definitely looking to go ahead and try to get something worked up mid here. They do already have the boost, and Dren is already coming through, getting the kill there on the blow stick. Peter and the Cubby with the op is able to kind of at least solidify an equal trade thus far, as it will resort to a 3-on-3 here in the mid round. As kind of curious to see what TST wants to do in response to all this. I mean, there's 2A and 1B. I mean, they have no way to know that, obviously, but what do you think?
Well, first of all, they have a lot of time to
Oh, and your mic just cut out
work
again.
with, so I think, well,
it was doing so well there for like 3 rounds, no issues, and all of a sudden, just like mid-sentence, it was just like pew pew. Later, dude. Later. Maybe we'll just switch VoIPs like once map 2 comes up and see if that helps.
Alright, sounds good.
But we'll try to keep bringing you in as much as we can, and hopefully your mic will cooperate to some extent. But let us go ahead and move into the mid-round here, as TST is trying to go ahead and close this gap on the scoreboard, as Justus has done a great job, like I said, in the early halves, winning pistols and avoiding getting eco, but 8 comes up with a big headshot on the AGM, and with this, they will work into B. There is actually no one here. TST doesn't know that, of course, so they're having to work kind of slow. TST actually works the AO out of Squeaky to try to keep holding guys over here at the A side, but now they know that it's up. Dren has the bomb planted in D. Peter tries to get something going with the op in heaven, but it gets smoked out. We'll now have to move over towards lower CT. In the meantime, Planks has finally started to work his way into heaven himself, and so we are going to see this retake attempt coming in this 2-on-2. Dren's going to have Ape over there inside the checkers. They realize where both these guys are. Flash is coming in. Blank's trying to walk out in the balcony, and Dren catches him immediately, and Peter got flashed, and now he's just forced to fall back with the op. And I think Dren's actually going to try to chase him down, but it looks like Peter will actually work himself into mid and kind of avoid any trouble here.
Terrorists win.
So with that said, the Stream Team keeping themselves within a good distance here, as they're only 3 rounds away from Justus Pro with a scoreline of 11-8. Justus still able to go ahead and get some guns going. Peter is able to save that op, and the rest of his team is able to still buy up some M4s and a FAMAS on Flowsick. In the meantime, TST doesn't have the best economy themselves, so really, I mean, whoever loses this round is likely going to have to fall to some type of save. But Peter doing a great job thus far to start off the round, getting that opening pick onto Volcano on the mid boost. Justus actually getting aggressive inside the A lobby as well to gain some pretty good information here on the movements of TST, as we can definitely see TST is still trying to look and see if they can work something here at the mid. As we do have Anger actually working his way all the way up to that first box there. Dren has picked up the bomb and actually working himself backwards over towards Ape at the B side. So looks like we are going to probably see some type of mid to B split here, with Anger just trying to cut off rotators, and maybe this guy in Squeaky Door just trying to see if he can't hold these A players in place. As time is still on the side of TST, they still have plenty to work with here as they try to make a decision on where they really want to go with this. They're just kind of sitting at mid, seeing if maybe they can work some other kind of pick before they solidify their choice here. But Dren has already stepped into checkers with that bomb, so they're pretty much committed to that. It would be really hard for them to fall off of B now. But yeah, still trying to hold off these rotates. He does get caught by E-League there. As here comes the execution. Flowsick still inside the site, able to go ahead and grab the frag onto a Dren with the FAMAS. AGM lines up the other two at the M4, and so Justus Pro able to fight back in this round, 12-8. And like I said, the Stream Team, short of a Dren maybe dropping some stuff here, is probably going to be safe. Maybe he'll drop some pistols, but either way, it's a great opportunity here for Justus Pro to try to keep building up a big lead here. We are going to go ahead and see TST with that op on a Dren. Everyone else is going to be on low money, so they're definitely a little bit risky here. They're just working a pistol and an op, and Anger tries to sneak out into forklift. It's going to get caught by Planks pretty much instantaneously. As TST is still trying to see if they can work some magic over here at the A side, but Peter takes out a friend. The one guy that had a gun, he will get taken out. A picks that op back up, but in the meantime, Justus Pro has delivered a couple of more frags and have a huge advantage right now. It is a 5-on-2. E-Leash is going to go ahead and try to rush into the A main. A with the op, holding it off for a little bit there, but eventually is not going to be able to find the mark at the end, as it will now be Justus up 13-8 as they look to try to go ahead and take map 1 here in this playoff matchup. So with that said, it will be the stream team definitely going to be forced to save here. They want to be able to buy on that match point round and try to prevent Justus Pro from getting to that overtime point, so to speak. So they're definitely just looking to save the money here. If they pull off a crazy round, sure, but they definitely want to make sure they have the money to buy to contend Justus from getting to that infamous 15th round. As TST is going to do so by trying to work into B. Anger able to go ahead and jump for the outshot of the AGM as they will go ahead and start pressing into the site, but AGM will find the second outshot onto a Dren, Flowsick onto Volcano, and so Justus is holding on to the advantage here as we are going to see Anger actually trying to cut off the vent rotation with the Tech 9, and he will grab it, flanks in the meantime, jumps down into the smoke, grabs a surprise kill onto Yayo and Ape. Anger able to fight back, but in the 1 versus 1 against the off of AGM, he is unable to do any more. And so Justus Pro has moved themselves up to 14-8 on the scoreboard, and TST will go ahead and buy out to try to prevent Justus from getting to that match point situation. So things are getting a little bit tense here for TST. Like I said, they came in as the favorite, but we did talk about how Justus Pro has dealt their fair share of upsets, especially in CEVO in the regular season and in the playoffs against some of the ESEA invite teams. So, like I said, they're definitely, not someone to overlook. And they've definitely kind of proven that so far here in map number 1. Abe is going to catch a lucky break by getting that spam kill onto AGM, but Planks evens it out over at A, getting aggressive in the lobby, and he'll pick up another. And so it just kind of looks good for Justus here, as they do have a slight advantage with the low HP of the remaining TST members. It looks like TST is still not really sure, well, they want to bring this bomb. They still do have one guy over here in the Squeaky Hall, but they actually have that bomb still kind of focused over here towards mid. But Flowsick has gotten really aggressive here, already pressed all the way through B. And so, I mean, he kind of has this pinched off. So TST is getting kind of pinched in here in the mid garage. And so Justus Pro definitely has pretty good positioning for this, but Peter going to get caught out. That's okay, because Flowsick in that surprise corner we were talking about, able to pick up 3 frags there in the end. The hat trick to put Justus Pro to 15-8. And TST is, of course, going to be able to buy some stuff, and they're going to have to force, but it's still definitely not the arsenal that they would want to have in a situation like this. So it's, like I said, looking real good here for Justus Pro to potentially put this map 1 away and move on to D2 with a 1-0 in their pocket. As like I said, TST scraping together what they can. They have a couple of Gleals, a Deagle on Anger, and they still do have a couple of AKs on Yayo and A. So they still do have some equipment here to work with, but like I said, certainly not what they would have liked to have. Right now they're just kind of focused up inside the mid garage. Yayo going to be over in Squeaky Hall, as he has been pretty much every round, just at some point trying to work the ace split with his team, and at some point just trying to hold off rotations, just trying to be a nuisance there and keep people focused on that door. Blanks is going to be watching this mid connectors, and they get shot at a few times here as TST has started to take a little bit of mid control. Blank's going to go ahead and fall back here into TD spawn to try to make sure they don't press in there to try to work some type of multiple split. Ape still actually inside the B lobby, and that bomb is still in mid, so they really could go either way at this point. They're just kind of baiting some nades over here at the B side of the map. In the meantime, they are trying to see if they can't work some picks up the highway, but Peter with the op at the quad, able to catch a pretty easy frag there on Volcano through that gap in the smoke. And so with that said, TST are on the back foot here, especially after Flowsick buries another one with that headshot onto Ace, but a Trend and Anger working in with the pistols and the Galil, able to go ahead and kind of even it up to a 3 versus 3, but now all of a sudden we're having server connection issues here with the GoTV. Not sure if, not sure what that's about. It might be because the server already closed down because the match was over, and thus, because the GoTV is on a delay, it booted us out, basically. So I guess this just means, spoiler alert, Justus won this round, I suppose, and that the server just closed out after the round was over. And because of the GoTV delay, we don't get to watch it because the server's already down. That's all I can think of that would cause this problem, so... yeah, I guess Justus did go ahead and win this round. 16-8 was probably the final score. I'll go check to verify that, but, yeah.